Hey guys, what is up? Manan Khan here, also known as Vic Manan. Welcome to the channel. Today we are back in War Thunder, and today we are in a very special plane that I really like to fly. It is none other than the P-39-K1 Russian premium variant. Now we are right now flying above El Amin, and I just took off the runway. I am currently climbing altitude. But before I actually start up this video, I just want to let you guys know that the channel officially hit 300 plus subscribers. I would like to thank everyone for subscribing. It means so much to me that you're a part of this channel, and it just brings so much happiness to know that there's 300 of y'all. I have a mini Spartan army, and I know that a lot of channels are probably going to be like, oh no, that's like, it's not 1,000, it's not 10,000 or whatever, but I don't care because that is a channel goal that I've had for a while. The next channel goal is going to be either 500 or 400. Maybe, you know what, we'll put 500, we'll see how it goes. But again, guys, thank you so much. It means so much to me that you guys are part of this channel and enjoying my content. Thank you so much. Now, back to this game. This game was a rather very interesting one. Mainly because the entire enemy team was practically destroying my entire allied team, and this is a replay file, just letting you guys know. At the time I wasn't really aware of how bad my team would be doing, but I started to realize when the first 3 allied planes start dying, you sort of know exactly whether your team is going to be performing or not. So in this case, I knew that I would have to step it up. Now, usually how I like to play this plane is basically climbing to altitude. Of course, it's a P-39. You basically have to climb. Any American planes, altitude is your best friend. So that's the first thing you got to do. And thirdly, I usually use this plane in a sense that I would empty the 37mm first and then focus on the 50 cals and the 30 cals. But I just knew that in this game, I had to step it up and I had to make sure to carry the entire team. Now, I just fast forwarded just a little bit. But as you can see from the battle chat on the left, my Lavochkin 5 had crashed. The enemy P-38 had gotten our DB3B. And I started to notice that the IL-2 had crashed. The Crosshair had taken down the I-29. The IL-2, and oh my god, the Crosshair got another Yak-9. I just knew that shit, everyone's gonna be dead in a matter of seconds, and the entire enemy team is going to be on me. So the first thing I did was I made sure that I was the highest plane and to engage anything at my altitude. So currently the first target that I see is that P-40. As you can see, the strength of the P-39 is high altitude and boom and zoom. Most players at this battle rating or even at this level probably are going to be anything from level 1 to maybe 20. Of course, you'll find sometimes a few level hundreds, but most of the times it's around that level. Now the P-40 is sort of diving down, and I'm also going down. I realize that he is coming up rather aggressively. He's trying to engage my ally. I see the bait, I take the shot. 37 connects right into his fuselage, get the first kill of the game. I immediately put the plane back in the vertical to climb. Don't want that enemy P-40 to engage me. I do a loop because I know that I have enough altitude to regain all the speed that I had lost. And what I did here was I nicely tricked the P-40 into thinking that I wasn't going to attack him, but in truth, I was. Second kill of the game. Move away. Don't even bother to engage that plane that's going below me. Immediately put the plane in the vertical incline. As you can see, the P-40 does a loop on sideways loop, or turn. And that kills off all his energy. The friendly Lavochkin 5 I thought actually would engage it. Turns out he didn't. He completely missed. So I'm moving down for another engagement. I see that the P-40 flies right below me. I do notice all the planes are right now below the deck, which is a good thing for me. Now the P-40, I'm not sure what entirely he was doing. Maybe he was trying to get energy. The 37mm connected, got a pilot snipe, and I knew at this point I had to pull up immediately because my plane was compressing. So I just tried to see if I could do a shot. Got some hits, nothing too serious. Put the plane straight up and climb. Now I know this was a rather dangerous move, I shouldn't have done it, but I pretty much was confident that no one could catch me or no one could hit me. You know, sometimes when you're playing the game, you just sort of know when you're about to die, and you just know when nothing can touch you. This was one of those games where I knew nothing would touch me. Now I do an immediate loop, just check out my 6, and I see that KI-61. I'm not going to go turn fighting with him. However, this Spitfire gives me enough opportunities. 4th kill of the game, and I put the plane up on a straight pass. I know I can catch this KI-61, however I know I can't outturn the KI-61. He's diving to get some speed, so am I. I immediately know what this guy is doing. He wants me to bleed out all my energy, so I'm just going to put the plane up in a vertical. As you can see, he also does that too, but it's a Japanese plane. Doesn't have an American engine though. So he's putting his plane up in a vertical. I see that. I know he's probably going to be losing a lot of speed by doing so, because he made a turn and he also did a vertical. The P-68 crashed. I think it rammed into the friendly Lavochkin 5. I am diving back down for that KI-61. Most of the times I was actually observing the fact that I was slowly dropping altitude. So from 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, I made sure I maintained that boom and zoom and made sure I kept my speed up at like high levels at all times. Now I started to see that this KI-61 things were not exactly going the way I wanted it to. So I turned my attention to the 2 crosshairs that are currently going vertical for my allied plane. KI-61 turns right. I don't even bother to search him. I know he can't even catch up with me. One crosshair is stalling out. One crosshair is going back to the vertical. I make sure to see. I see a enemy P-51. So I calculate myself to see if it'll be enough time. Put up on the loop. Shoot. And that's the 5th kill of the game. Got my ace in a day. However, the fight is not done yet. That P-51 is coming for me, and I have to do something quite drastic, because I don't want to lose all that speed. So I made sure to get as much altitude as I can before diving down to regain all the lost speed that I had gotten. The P-51 is coming for me now. So what I do is I do this little maneuver. I see where his plane is pointing, and I just try to trick him into it. Leave out a little burst. Missed a bit. I think I got some hits, but it wasn't that serious. I do also know that that enemy P-51 compresses rather easily, and I got a sort of maneuver kill. I'm going to count it as a maneuver kill because it's not every day that happens. Now, the enemy... Oh, sorry, camera angles. Now, the enemy KI-61 is currently engaging the... Oh, he got the end. Alright. He got the allied, and I am currently the last plane in the game. I shouldn't have done something like this. I shouldn't have turned for the crosshair because that was dangerous. The crosshair was anyway low on speed, and this KI-61 just barely misses me. Now, of course, I see his shells coming, and I immediately dodge. He can't do anything. He's basically buggered. Now, at this match, it was only just me and this KI-61. So what I basically knew what to do in this sense is the KI-61 is a superior turn fighter as compared to the P-39. Even though it's not a zero, even though it's not a turn fighter, it can still basically outclass the P-39 at low altitudes. Now the P-39 is a better straight line plane. As you can see, I'm pulling away from him rather easily without much problems. I can climb, I perform better at high altitudes, and I still have plenty of ammunition. I think at this point I had about like 2,000 plus MGs. However, I did run out of that 37 already, I think. And I see this KI-61, he's just trying to catch me, but it's not going to work. So I'm just putting the plane into a gentle climb. I do also realize that my plane currently is running low on fuel. I basically put, if I'm not mistaken, about 20 minutes of fuel or 30 minutes of fuel, I'm not sure. So at this point in time, I had only about close to 10 minutes of fuel, and I noticed that the guy was actually flying towards the enemy runway. So I just wanted to put the plane up in vertical. I actually thought that was flak for a while. Turns out it's just AA down to the ground. Nothing to worry about. And I knew I had to engage the enemy quick because he was going back to his base, and I Also was contemplating on whether I should go back to my base or not. Now I've been wepping for quite a bit, as you can see, but the engine is still rather fine. It's not burdened, it's not troubled, and I see the runway in front of me and I do not know what to do. I was like, shit, I probably shouldn't do this. I'm turning my plane back to return back to base, rearm, refuel, repair whatever that's damaged, and get back into the fight. Now what was interesting was at this point the Ki-61 actually didn't return back to base. He just pretended to fly near the airfield to get me to either get killed by the AA or to just basically run out of fuel. Now I'm going to fast forward the matchup to a much later part of the game. As you can see right now, I am really low on fuel. I've got only less than 10 minutes of fuel. The match resumed back at 4,900 meters altitude. I had activated the blind hunt order just to see where this guy was going. He was flying towards that cloud formation on my right. I knew I had to engage him quick because I didn't return back to base. And I've only had 8 minutes of fuel, so I'm not really wepping so much as I was earlier. Usually I run 45 minutes of fuel to feel a little bit more comfortable. I know it makes the plane much more heavier, but I rather that. Now what he does is he flies underneath me and I move in to engage him. Now what was funny was in this replay file it shows that there's no clouds, but during when I was playing there was actually clouds, and what I do was I shoot him, caught him on fire, I rip my both flaps, and he's on fire. He has to return back to base now. Japanese planes don't handle well on damaged modules, and so do I actually. My wingtip on my left is slightly damaged. However, I still have yet to get my 7th kill. I am lowering the altitude, going a bit too fast, 700 kilometers per hour. I basically now kill off the throttle, just let the plane glide back on 0%. I think I have roughly about under 8 minutes of fuel now. I'm flying directly above certain ground targets, and I'm thinking maybe I should go and engage them. I'm just watching that Ki-61. He's moving to his runway. I think it still probably needs one more pass. I'm not sure, but yeah. At this point I realized, okay, you know what, I can probably do something. I had a feeling he would crash, so I just basically turned towards the ground targets down on the deck and move into intercept. I still see the Ki-61 hovering over the base. I do realize that he probably will need a lot of time to repair. Take my aim and fire. At this point I'm also running low on 50 cals. Got a ground multi-strike times 4. The remaining 2 should be enough for us to actually win the ticket counter. Put the plane back on a web. Count on the last 2 vehicles for the first column. And boom, 6 kills for ground strikes actually. And at this point I got my 7th kill. Ki-61 goes down and I win the game. It was a very interesting match actually. It was a very interesting match, to be honest. I really didn't know whether I could win this, and for some weird reason when I got into the plane and I saw all my teammates dying, I just knew I had to step up. And so I did actually. As you can see, I got first place in the team with 7 air kills, 6 ground kills. And if you notice, in the entire allied team, I was the only one to have gotten a kill. Completely destroyed all the enemy except for the bandit one. I don't think he even spawned. I think he just left. These were the points that I had gotten. I had 10,000 modifications research. Of course, that's no point, seeing that I already... it's a premium plane. Everything comes aced. I had 5,753 vehicle research for the Su-6 M71F, which I'm probably going to use at ground battles. I did get 187,372 lions, and that was the battle. This plane goes down by far as my favorite plane of all time. I love the P-39s. I'm very comfortable with it, but somehow or other I do just prefer the P-39-K1. I'm generally very good with all P-39s. My favorite plane in War Thunder actually is the P-39 and the P-47. I love all variants of the P-39. However, my most favorite has to be the K1. It's just a plane that I've gotten really comfortable with. I just know how it handles. I know how she would react when I pull the trigger. And yeah. So guys, thanks so much for watching The Art of Solo Carry. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Till then guys, peace out. I am out.